In this lesson, we are going to start making the website for this store called Modern Habitat, and it is essentially a IKEA style store full of home goods of a wide variety. You can see all the categories at top. And the point of these lessons is to really show you guys that this branded niche dropshipping approach works with a wide variety of niches, not just clothing and apparel, which is what most people tend to try to focus on. This store has over 400 products that I found from AliExpress. You can see these look really, really cool, have some awesome creative assets. That's going to go a long way to building success. And whoa, I don't know if you guys just saw that one, but I just noticed that there's that dirty logo right over there on this photo. So clearly my team wasn't too purposeful here. I'm going to have to give them a little lecture, but you all know how to clean the products and clean these images to make them look professional. And let's start off making the store by creating a logo for Modern Habitat. I'm going to go into iStock, one of the stock photo websites that I really enjoy using. That has great logos, and I just typed in home logo, right? It's that simple. You go on Fiverr and pay someone $40, $80 and wait a week for them to deliver this, and they're probably just gonna find a generic logo from a site like this one as well. And you can see there's over 1,000 pages full of these logos. You could browse all you want on these pages, but honestly, at some point, it's you that's executing the brand. A logo, it just really has to pass the criteria I explained in an earlier lesson. No need to overthink it, and this one looks just fine. So I'm gonna download this image because I've already subscribed to iStock, and now open this image here in Photoshop. You can immediately tell that this is a massive canvas because it's such an HD image that we downloaded from iStock. So I'm going to change this canvas size to something that's a little bit more reasonable. And for logos, you're really going to want to go with a 1500 by 600 pixels. Make sure it's pixels and not any other dimension. So we're going to squeeze this logo down. And of course, it looks super tiny. So why don't we zoom in and just make some adjustments so this thing is easier to work with. With District Steam, remember, logo should be 1500 by 600 for the canvas size. I'm going to make sure that this thing is centered. So why don't we adjust it and move it a little bit over there. And you can see that there's a lot of transparent space around this logo. And the color of the website I'm building is going to be white. Depending on your color, you're going to choose a different color. But all you do is pick the rectangular tool and just simply draw over this thing. And I've already preset the color to white, and you just want to make sure you move that layer of the shape you just drew underneath the layer of the actual logo. I left some room at the bottom, so there's room for text. Obviously, we want to include text as a part of this logo, and you just click on the horizontal text tool over there. Whoops. Yep, I'm going to click on the horizontal text tool. And when you see this random text kind of come up, it's this filler text for this particular font. All you have to do is just click out of the canvas and do it again. If it does it again, just click somewhere else. We'll click another layer and come back to it, and bam, I'm just going to type out Modern Habitat, which is the name of the brand. Now I'm just going to center this text and make it a little bit bigger as well, which is easy, drag and drop. And now it's already looking pretty good. And listen, you might be wondering about this font. I kind of just picked it as a whim because it looked like it was kind of like a Pottery Barn type of feel, and you can spend hours and hours browsing different fonts. This particular font in question is actually a native font that was already included in Photoshop. Photoshop comes with a bunch of fonts, and if you just Google free fonts, you'll be able to find a lot of them. You can see this one looks pretty good as well, right? So font is just something that a lot of people spend way too much time overthinking. Have your fun, scroll through and see what really gives a good feel. And how do you know if something could have a good feel? The easiest thing to do is just base it off of a style of a major brand that's already in the space, right? They maybe invested millions of dollars in doing research on what type of font and type space they want to use for their brand. So I can kind of just piggyback on that, and in general, just have fun with this. There's no reason to ever pay for a font. There's so many free ones, and bam, you can see this is already a really nice looking logo, and this is basically the quality you're getting from Fiverr. Now I'm going to add my special twist that I love doing. It's a little trick that makes it look even more professional and trustworthy. You just put a little TM and make it the perfect size and put it in the top right? And something I want to remind you of is it's completely legal to do this. TM just means that you believe this logo is your intellectual property. What you can't do is put a little R in a circle, because that means you've actually registered the trademark for intellectual property. But this is something you can do, and it's a trick that really brings a lot more trust to the consumer. So I don't want you to ever pay for a logo from Fiverr or Upwork. The final step that we have to do on Photoshop is using this handy dandy crop tool. And I'm just going to make this thing very snug around the text and as well as the image on top. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to eliminate the extra white space so that when we are uploading it onto Shopify, it fits perfectly. And with that said, let's go over to Shopify and upload this logo to the actual district theme. All we have to do is just go onto the home page of district theme, and this is in that edit mode where you're editing the theme. I'm going to select the image and upload the image from my computer that we just created together. And once it loads, you're going to see what this logo will look like on the website, and bam, I think that looks very professional, looks like it was very professionally designed, looks very clean and very trustworthy, and I'm excited to design the rest of Modern Habitat.